Hi, welcome back to Mountain Jim Card Collectibles. So today is March 31st, 2026. And that marks a big day on the sports card calendar because it is officially the last day that Panini owns the exclusive NFL and NFLPA licensing rights. Okay. And I know there's a lot of people upset about this. Some people are cheering it on. I've never really been the biggest Panini fan, to be honest. Yeah, there's some cards I like that they've put out. Typically they're inserts. I've seen a few other cards they put out, but overall, it was slanted more towards breakers than consumers. Prices were out of control. Let's face it, Panini would put some massive prices on their products right out the gate. And really, I just feel like the Panini monopoly was a bad look for the hobby in general. And I feel like Topps has decided to copy Panini's, horrible monopoly for the most part. So I'm not a big fan of any sort of monopoly. I believe in the freedom of choice. And I had the freedom of choice in the 80s and 90s for licensed product. And I just wish that we could continue to have that, but let's face it, the sports leagues really don't care about freedom of choice, so they just, partner up with Michael Rubin and Topps Fanatics and lets all the breaking companies, get first dibs, and the big gamblers that buy into breaks for, the best cards. That's basically what's happening. And so, yes, it's kind of a sad day for Panini. They still do have, the WNBA licensing rights. Hey, that's good for them, but overall, they're pretty much a dead horse. They're just going to start producing a lot of unlicensed products, which most collectors aren't big fans of unlicensed products. Yeah, there's collectors that still buy them, but it is what it is, So I pulled this post up on X to see how people are feeling about it. This came from SLVR Sport. Panini is officially out of the licensed football card business. Are you happy or sad? Here we have this one. I am kind of indifferent, but I guess worried because Topps now has a monopoly on the cards I collect. I only see prices going up. Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of what we're likely going to experience as consumers is more watered down products, whether that's hobby or retail, and prices going through the roof. That's all that these monopolies care about, is getting money from the consumer. No competition for trading cards is not good for anyone but fanatics. Yeah, we all know it, A lot of people support this monopoly, but a lot of those people are tied in with Topps Fanatics. They have an inner circle to get the cards they need, whatever. But most people feel like Topps Fanatics is a broom. They're just brooming people out of the hobby left and right. I've said before, every time I buy like a new Topps product, I feel bad because you're allowing Michael Rubin to destroy the hobby even more than he's already destroyed it. They all should have the ability to have licensed products. Yeah, I totally agree. And what happens when you do that? Well, the prices begin to go down and they're affordable. Oh, but it gives, kind of a black eye. So let's call it the junk wax era, an era of affordable sports cards. Oh, why? Because a few big fish couldn't make $1 million off those cards? Oh, so we have to ruin it for everybody and create a monopoly? I'm just not impressed. Sad, just because you can't get shit off of Topps website. Yeah. Yes, Topps Fanatics Direct to Consumer isn't really Topps Fanatics Direct to Consumer. It's just more or less a slap in your face, Three Stooges type stuff. Here we go. They should all be licensed. A lot of people feel like this. I think that these monopolies are burning everybody out. And that's just because they don't give options for people, in different tiers. Yeah. If you don't have a lot of money, your tier is to get watered down retail products that really don't have much value. There isn't really much, quality control there. I feel like the burnout from Topps Fanatics has already started, and I'm just not sure how long, the hobby is going to continue the way it's been with Topps Fanatics playing, judge and jury with everything that's rolled out, I would be sad, but after the latest hobby boxes they print with the end of the license and with how bad quality has been with the Optic, it's hard to feel sad. Then again, Topps prices won't be any better, yeah. And really, you have to just get out of this monopoly mindset if you want this hobby to grow. Face it, it's not going to grow with a monopoly. It's going to shrink, already it just feels like it's only meant for, a very limited few for the most part to get into, the hobby is going to start to experience something that I think a lot of us haven't seen for a while, and that's just a lot of people who just kind of look at it and go, it's just not for me. I'm moving on. I'm doing other things, Going to stick with the Pokemon. Going to stick with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Whatever, One Piece. Definitely sad. Hit rates in Panini have been a lot better for us than Topps. Well, I've ripped open Panini products, and I wasn't exactly, getting awesome hits. I don't know. I just think that things really need to change in this hobby, and we need to get back to a time when affordability is the most important thing about it, But that's just me. Old guy, getting older every day. Indifferent. I stopped collecting football. I'm only happy because not from any event or game should have never been a thing. Sadly, Fanatics and Topps seems to be joining this trend. Hopefully Upper Deck never does. Yeah. The Panini patches that weren't from any event, never worn by the player, just a complete joke. To me, that's really the biggest black eye that Panini has done to the hobby, by just showing out garbage and putting a big price tag on it. Panini, it made cards and then stopped and nobody cared. I know I should care. If anything, I would have preferred that we allowed Panini to have the licensing and we allowed Topps to have the licensing, because competition is good for the marketplace. It's good for consumers. But be honest, I really don't give two shits about Panini losing their licenses. Sad, no more licenses on Kaboomer Downtown. Inserts all teamless. Topps better step up. Yeah, Topps never really has had a good insert set in its entire history, They try and maybe copycat this a little bit, copycat that a little bit, but they've never really had anything original come out from Topps as far as inserts go. And I think it just has to do with Topps' focus on making cash over, letting artists do what they do. End of an era, not excited about what Topps is about to charge us, honestly. Yeah, nobody really is. We all know that, Topps operates like an electric utility. You have to keep, raising the rates up constantly, like every electric utility out there, It's really a black eye, in my opinion, to have a monopoly controlling things, whether that be Panini or Topps Fanatics. Fanatics sucks, but so does Panini. So here we are, Panini is trash. Yeah, they have had some pretty bad issues. Can't say they haven't, but, competition is competition. And I'm just not sure what this is going to do for the hobby, to be honest. I think that, yeah, we'll see the big, Topps Fanatics, celebs, and all those people doing what they do, You can always go to, Fanatics Live and gamble all your damn money away. I mean, if you want to do that, hey, it's there for you. I mean, Fanatics is all about gambling, sports gambling, gambling on cards, on breaks, whatever. If you like to gamble and lose, hey, Topps Fanatics is there for you. The casino is open. Unfortunately, most collectors, including myself, we don't like casinos. I mean, I'm not a big casino fan. I used to go to casinos back in the day. I used to play Texas Hold'em. But you don't win in casinos. That's the point of casinos. The house always wins. And when it comes to Topps Fanatics, the house always wins. They control the secondary market with, Fanatics Live. They even have Fanatics Collect, where a lot of people sell their products on there for big, massive prices, And so Fanatics can get more money, with everything else that they have, with licensed jerseys and all that. Hey, that's great. For Fanatics. And Michael Rubin. But more often than not, I just feel like Michael Rubin's the broom for the hobby. I mean, if you want to pretend that people like us aren't being replaced, keep pretending. Michael Rubin looks at a gambler and he, basically salivates over that gambler more than any collector out there, Why is that? Gamblers gamble their money, Collectors are typically a lot more conservative about what they spend, So, welcome to the Topps Fanatics Casino. Anyway, how are you feeling about all this? Are you excited about Panini losing their licenses for the most part and basically becoming like everyone else, shilling out a bunch of unlicensed products, that really, unlicensed products tend to leave a bad taste in my mouth a lot of times. I mean, there's been years and years of them, but, it's just always cheesy to look at a football card, for instance, that doesn't have, like the team logo on it, doesn't have the player's name on it or anything, it's a joke, And that's really where monopolies and sports licensing just doesn't really jive with collecting, because it really begins to feel like a shit show eventually to what you're trying to collect. It's just, well, I have a bunch of unlicensed cards that don't have any team logos, don't have any players' names on the cards. It's just a joke. But hey, you can thank the sports leagues for doing that to this hobby. Because let's face it, sports leagues don't care about this hobby at all. All they want is money from the hobby, and they'll do whatever they have to do to get that money. But when it comes to this issue, I just feel like the sports leagues have done a lot of damage to the sports card hobby, if you know what I mean. I always like to say Michael Rubin's the broom. Topps Fanatics is the broom. Well, let's face it, all the sports leagues who are in league with Topps Fanatics are the broom as well. They don't care about the hobby. They don't care about the fans. All they care about is how much money that they're making from the deal with Topps Fanatics. That's the only thing that America runs on. That's the big driving force of the USA. I'm always surprised that people are slabbing up sports cards when they should be slabbing up $100 bills, because that's the only thing America really cares about at the end of the day is money. They always have and they always will. They'll sit and point a finger at someone who, is struggling. Oh, that's a loser. And they'll point a finger at someone, like Michael Rubin and say, that's a winner. Really? But it is what it is, So we'll see how far the Topps Fanatics monopoly goes before burnout amongst, collectors and the hobby in general just completely destroys it, So anyway. How do you feel about all this? Leave some comments. I'd like to thank my subscribers. If you could give me some thumbs up, that would be great. Hit the notifications for when my episodes come out. That'd be awesome as well. And if you're a viewer and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's 100% free, and it would really help out the channel. So anyway, I hope you have a great day. I'm out of here. Bye.